Once your teams are formed, you're ready to move on to the next step, identifying local resources and assets. The first is housing. Without housing, nothing moves forward. A local builder may be able to donate a home or apartment for a 4-year period. You'll want to make sure the housing is adapted to the needs of the Sentinel who will be living in it. Is it wheelchair accessible? Does it need a ramp? Is it accessible for emergency services? These are the types of questions you'll need to have answered when securing housing.
Coming from the hospital, I was either going to have to go home and convert my mother's house or someone else's house that I knew, or buy a house and convert it to make it accessible for myself and my wife, and then try to figure out how to make a mortgage payment without having a job. My wife and I were looking to move to Colorado, but since meeting Mike, it's a huge worry that was taken off of our shoulders. And when that happens, it allows you to focus more on your career, schooling if it's what's needed, and other things. So the home I feel like is a huge part of it.
With each handicapped person, there's little nuances that they need or would like, and so we've been accommodating. And each one of our construction guys, I always get a little phone call. It always tells me how good they feel about doing that stuff. And so, so the whole thing is it's a good program. It's the right thing to be doing.
Next up is furniture and household supplies. What type of furniture will your Sentinel need? Can they move around it easily? How high should the bed be off the floor? Again, these are all the things you'll need to ask yourself before starting that furniture search. Now, moving on, we have employment with training and opportunities for advancement and growth. Does your Sentinel have a degree? What type of work would they like to do? What would they be good at? And is there a local company that is a good fit for your Sentinel?
I have soldiers out there defending our freedoms, and this is just a way of us being able to give back a little bit. And I should say it's really a way for these guys too to prove themselves, and they have. I mean, no one's looking for a handout. Everybody's just looking to get a job and a fair chance of living the American dream.
Number 4 is transportation. What sort of vehicle will the Sentinel need? Does it need a lift? Is your Sentinel a hand, arm, or leg amputee? These are all important things to know before searching for that vehicle.
I have to have a fully accessible van that I can drive a wheelchair into and be able to drive with only one arm. So they do the fundraising for the accessible vehicles and help provide the accessible vehicles so that you have a means of getting around. It helps to, it helps to build independence, and that's what you want to be. That's what most people want to be when they come out of the hospital. That's what I wanted to be the most, was independent.
Mobility is vital to the Sentinel's success as well as self-esteem. Try to balance the need to the individual. Now, not every scholarship recipient will need special vehicles. Those who do will receive assistance. Educational opportunities are also very important to your Sentinel's new role in the community. Is there a trade school nearby, a university, a community college? What type of degrees are offered, and how long will it take to commute? Are these places easily accessible for a handicapped van, a wheelchair? Is the handicap parking sufficient? Major monetary donors are also critical to the success of this program. Are there people in your community willing to donate to this cause?
There's no doubt in my mind that given the opportunities that other cities will embrace this, because just talking to other mayors and traveling throughout the United States, when I talk about the program, they're in awe. When we started here in the San Ramon Valley, it was a little apprehension. What are we getting ourselves into? But once we sat down with our business community and explained how they could help, they were in the forefront saying, yes, how can I help? How can I add to this?
Locate the local area veteran support representative who your Sentinel may need. The VA will play a major role in welcoming your new community member, as will older veterans and their service groups. Think about how reassuring it's going to be to just sit and talk with someone you have something in common with. From time to time, your Sentinel will need checkups and medical support. Is there a VA hospital in your community? If not, where is the nearest one? How about the local hospital? Be sure to make contact with the medical professionals and make them aware of the Sentinels of Freedom program. Their support is vital. And the last resource to identify will be emergency services. Make sure to contact both the local fire and police departments. Now, hopefully these rescue services will not be needed, but they should be made aware of the Sentinel's condition. Establishing a long-term personal relationship with care providers, current and former military and VA personnel, will be critical to the success of your program.